today? I sure have missed you. I was right in the middle of washing my feet. You know why I need to wash my feet? Because probably like you, with all this warm weather and sunshine, I have been wearing my flip-flops. Have you guys been wearing flip-flops or sandals? Did you get any new sandals this year? Well, since we don't have to come to school, Miss Casola has been wearing her flip-flops. I have my purple ACS ones. I have my black trusty old ones I wear all the time, even to the beach, and I have the pair that's on my feet. But you know what happens sometimes I've noticed when I wear flip-flops is I get really yucky feet, and I have to take a bath before I go to bed, or at least wash my feet, and that's kind of a gross job, wouldn't you say? Well, I want to talk to you today about something that's in the Bible, and it's one of our character traits for fourth quarter that we haven't really had a lot of time to talk about, but it's called leadership and helpfulness. And you might say to me, Miss Casola, what does leadership and helpfulness have to do with flip-flops? But it actually has a lot to do with flip-flops. Because you see, back in the Bible days, when Jesus was around and he was teaching others how to treat other people, and he was giving out a lot of rules and talking about how we are to love one another and treat one another and what we should do. In fact, his disciples, his chosen followers that he was training to take his place when he died, which we just had Easter, he died, and then he was buried, and he rose again, and he knew he wouldn't be with them much longer. And he gave them some very special instructions, and the same evening that he had the last dinner with his special chosen friends, he did something that nobody expected Jesus to do. Because you see, back in Bible days, if people even had shoes, they were sandals, and things were really dusty and like a desert, and so they would walk around all day either barefooted, and you know what that looks like when you're barefooted, or they had on sandals, so their feet were very yucky and dusty and dirty. So it was very customary for people to have you over to their home, but before you came in, the servant would go wash your feet for you, so that you could walk into their home. And not just the servant, it was a very low servant, usually the newest person or the youngest person that worked. And so it was a very menial task that nobody liked to do. Now I want you to think about something. Think about the task in your home that nobody wants to do. Do you think about it? In my home, it is unloading the dishwasher. In fact, my kids will even unload the dishwasher, but they will race to see who gets the top. Because if you unload the bottom of the dishwasher, you have to do all the silverware, and that takes extra time. So nobody wants to do that. So think about a task in your home that no one wants to do. And if it's your week to do it, you are not happy about it. And then think about how it would be for your job to be to wash people's feet. Now, I would tell you to go look at your mom and dad's feet right now, because they probably have a little bit gnarly feet. Mom hasn't been able to get a pedicure, if it's anything like mine. And so feet can be a little bit off-putting for people sometimes. But then I want you to think about feet that have been in sandals or barefoot all day long. Not just barefoot all day long, but walking outside in barefoot. And so this was a task that nobody wanted to do, but it was customary that feet get washed when you come to the house. Well, the craziest thing happened when Jesus was spending his last evening with his disciples. He goes and gets a towel, and he gets some water, and he begins to walk over to his disciples and kneel down in front of them and wash their dirty, yucky, stinky feet. And what does that tell us? Because Jesus was like the king. He was the Messiah. He was like the president. And so I don't know any of these people in power right now that would do something like that. But that is what God did. And the reason God did it, or Jesus did it, is because he wanted to show us how we are to respond to others. And so he says this about leadership. I'm going to read a Bible verse to you. It says, "Let the greatest that are among you be as the least, and the leader should be the one who serves." And that Bible verse is in Luke. And that's what God says a leader is. A leader is someone who is helpful, even if it means doing the menial task that no one wants to do. So here's what I want you to do this week. Every time you put on a pair of flip-flops, if you see mom with flip-flops on, if you wear your flip-flops, I want you to think of something you can do for someone else, and probably something that no one else wants to do. I want it to be something that's helpful, and I want you to practice being a leader just like Jesus was. And remember what Jesus says, a leader isn't the one that always says, me first, me first. The leader says, me last, and how can I help you? And let's practice that this week. You want to practice that with me? Let's do it. Flip-flops on, and let's get busy serving others. Have a great week.